Good morning. I am tickled pink to be here on this Saturday morning doing an Archangel pick a card for whoever wants to wander into this reading. It is for all signs. And so if you're just joining me today for the first time, welcome. What I want to start off with here is the idea of why we are here doing readings. Why is it that we're looking at the cards? What is it that we're wanting? And so I'm struck today by just love, just the idea of having someone who loves you, someone who says to you, "How was your day?" Someone to give you a hug. It's been a difficult couple of years for so many people. There's a lot of isolation and people feeling disconnected. And that happened to me this week where I felt disconnected because I just moved to a new place and new country. Well, it's my old country, but I've been living out of the country for a while. And so moving to a completely new area, it can be hard to get connected. And so because of that, our spiritual life or our inner life becomes a real lifesaver for us. So today we're taking a peek into the Archangel cards and we're looking for messages of self-love. What can we do to feel more connected? Because if we're connected spiritually, we're going to be feeling more connected to the humans that are in our life too. So introducing myself, I'm Catherine, and I have Tarnished Angel Tarot as my world that I play in, where I get to see people and hear from people all over the world who share the desire to have more love and connection in their lives or more success. Because when you're feeling good about yourself, when you're having a lot of confidence, you shine and people want to be with you. You find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. And that is so fun. Okay, so let's see, trying to figure out how I can see my comments in here. I'm going to be drawing cards for people. And so all you have to do is add, I know what I'll do, add a comment and indicate that you would like to have me draw you a card. And I would be delighted to do that because that's what I like to spend my Saturday mornings, okay? But to get started, what I'll do is I'm going to actually um, have draw a card for the collective here in just a second, just to make sure all my systems are go. Some of you all know I'm fairly new at the technology end of this, even though I've been reading cards for a very long time. So, okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties here. I'm wandering around the house trying to fix my technical difficulties. I'm wandering. Okay, but we're going to pick cards. And then I'm going to kind of try to multitask myself here. Okay, so today, again, we're looking at love. And a lot of times, isn't this what we want? To crawl up on somebody's lap and say, please take care of me because life is too hard. So um, sometimes even I can have days like that. But let's pick a card for the collective. We're going to pick an Archangel card here. And we have Spread Your Wings. I know that this can be a little challenging. I had a reading this week where it was like the opposite picture of this, where the wings were being held across the chest as in self-protection. And so what I feel like the universe is calling us to today in this particular pick a card message is to find a way to spread our wings. Archangel Ariel is here to support us as we do our collective reading today on what it is that the Archangel realm would want to draw to us so that we can experience more connection and more love in our world. And so fearlessly to be able to spread our wings and fly. This is what I think we all want to do. And right now, it's very cold in parts of the country, including my own, and it's hard to go outside and breathe, much less go out and fly. But what is it that we can learn today through this series of Archangel messages to encourage us? Okay, so I'm going to just set this here for our energy for the day. And then I'm just going to, I can't see my messages. That's the problem. So if there's people there, okay. I need a technical assistant to come into my life. I'll just speak that into being. Somebody that knows technology that can give me some advice would be great. Okay, I'm just going to tune in over here so that I can see the comments. And then I'm going to draw another card for the collective. Thank you for you guys who are watching and being so patient while I'm trying to get myself collected here. There we are. Now I can see better what's going on. Hello, Jahan. Hello, Sandra, my friends. So cool to have people come back and visit who have visited before. Thank you so much. It helps me know that I'm on the right track. Okay, so let's start out. I have Sandra. Let's draw an Archangel card for you. It's like a party. Where's my coffee? If you would like to put into the stream what your birth sign is or where you're from, or if you're sipping coffee. Hi, Jahan. How are you today? I remember Jahan is from Pakistan, I believe, but Sandra, I'm sensing you're from the Midwest, but I don't know if that's correct. Okay, let's pull a card, Sandra. Okay, so Sandra, we have Archangel Jeremiel this morning, and I feel like the message for you, in fact, I don't even need to speak, do I? Because this says so much. Louise Hay is one of my heroes, and you can YouTube her, and you will be blessed. Her voice is so healing and soothing, and so her favorite affirmation that she used for years was the one that said, "In this moment, I am safe, and all is well." And that's true. I mean, you may have problems in your life right now, but in this very moment, when you're tuned in with the rest of us that are here seeking our inner guidance to find connection and love, you are okay. So, this is a great affirmation for you to use all day today. Even though I'm not sure about this, I do know all is well in this moment. Michigan. Capricorn, welcome. Um, I'm from Indiana originally, now in Tennessee. But what strikes me about this is a very magical card. So it's showing me that even though you may be feeling a little bit stuck, there's a lot of energy flowing around you. When I see the gold in this, the yellow, that's really in the tarot tradition. Yellow is a sign of abundance and prosperity. So it does look like even though you might be a little bit lost or feeling confused, that things are better than you think. What I like to do during moments like this is clean out a drawer, do some uncluttering, clean out the trunk of your car. Oh, it's Michigan right now, it's cold, but a closet. Just go into a closet and sort out things, giveaways and throwaways. It can be really a good way to fill your time so that you're not overly worried. But also make sure to Google Louise Hay and all is well, and you'll find a meditation or something that will really guide you. Okay, Sandra? Excelente. And we have somebody from Serbia today. Welcome, welcome, you guys. Midhi, I'm so glad to see you all. Jahan is Taurus, and Jahan was here last week, so welcome back. For those of you who are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. What that does is it helps YouTube help other people to find these readings. It gives me such pleasure. I have so much fun doing the live streams, and the way we can invite more people to the party is to hit the thumbs up and to subscribe. I also provide something that I call your daily card on my channel, and I'm actually as a reader, I can still procrastinate on reading my own cards. So the universe gave me a challenge last year to start posting daily cards, because that way I'm sure to pull a daily card, just being transparent. So Jahan, this is your guardian or your archangel for today. Oh, beautiful. Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is pictured in a couple of different ways in this deck. And Archangel Michael is the chief archangel. Okay, so the message here, remember who you are. So look at the blue that's in this card. This blue is the color of the throat chakra. We also have that stream of yellow right down the middle. So it does show me that there are financial concerns, that you wish things were better, you're striving to make things happen. You are wanting to lean into the divine and figure out the answers that'll be best for you and your family. But there's something here about being able to speak your truth in love. This is not easy for me personally. It seems like the more important the person, the more my tongue will get frozen in my mouth. I can get on here and tell these stories about the cards. I'm not even worried about what you guys think because I feel so confident in the part of me that speaks the stories of the cards. But on the other hand, if I'm with a family member and I get anxious, my voice will freeze. I can't even speak. And then on the inside, I'm like screaming at myself, what's wrong with you? Speak up, speak up. And so that's my personal challenge. And so remembering who you are a blended being. If you're not familiar with Abraham Hicks, be sure to Google, YouTube them, because they talk about the fact that we're connected to our inner being, that we have two views of ourself. One view is our human self that's out here having problems, and the other is our inner self, the connection to the divine. And that when we are aware of who we are on the inside, that we are a divine being having a human experience, we can relax. If we forget that we're partially divine, that's where we can get into trouble. So if you're having a hard time speaking your truth to your loved ones, ask your angels for help. You can even dress, like put a blue top on, wear a piece of lapis lazuli or sodalite around your neck, a blue stone, and just maybe buy a blue candle. But anything that when you turn your awareness to blue, you will strengthen your throat chakra. Remember who you are, and then, and especially as a spiritual being, worthy of respect. So there you go, Jahan. And thank you so much for being here 2 weeks in a row. Those of you who are new, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I do the readings here at Tarnished Angel. I do kind of follow the horoscope signs because it helps me stay organized, but I like to do these kinds of readings that are open for everyone. Why? Because I just love doing readings. That's it. And so welcome to my party. Sip of coffee. And let's see, who do we have next? We have Fitness Business. Hey, Fitness Business. Welcome to the call. And so let's draw an Archangel card. Okay, Fitness. Let's see, what do we have here? So Archangel Azrael is here. And there is, I feel like when it comes to your situation, you're coming out of kind of a dark time, kind of a sad time. This card just hits me as if with vulnerability for some reason. I'm just feeling that whatever has been happening in your life has made you feel really, really vulnerable. And the irony is that vulnerability brings such blessings, especially when people start to see you as being softer. So I would say that, again, we're getting a little bit of the blue, and so it shows me that maybe it's been hard to express your feelings, but know that the angels are watching out for you today, Fitness, and that they're aware of how deeply you're feeling about your situation. Quite often I read that the angels are right there waiting to help us, but we just forget to ask. So be sure to ask the angels to support you today, Fitness. And I'm sorry that things are feeling a little bit rough for you. Okay. And so we're looking at, I'm going to try to pronounce these names, Nidhi, and let me thank you again for those of you who are visiting. Thank you so much for coming here and watching the readings and watching the cards. Every Saturday I pick a different deck and draw cards for our common desire And today, this reading is about the desire to feel connected and to feel loved. Did you know that some people who are in relationships are lonelier than single people? So many single people tell me the loneliness is just unbearable. But the reality is that if you're in a couple and you're not feeling loved, that can be one of the loneliest places to be. In fact, I want to teach you something right now that somebody taught me, and I can't remember. I saw it on a YouTube. But right now, if anybody that's here, just reach your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. I'm not kidding. So reach all the way around as big as you can. Put your hands on your back or your shoulders, wherever they land, and squeeze. Okay? And take a breath. I like to stand up when I'm doing this. I can get into a bigger hug. And let your fingers crawl around your back so that you're holding yourself even more tightly, and take a breath. Okay, release your arms. Did you know that that's almost as good as another person hugging you? No kidding. I mean, what if we could take better care of our own emotional needs? You know what would happen? The people in our life would feel less burdened, because nobody can take care of us as good as our own inner being can take care of us, right? We cannot depend on another human. They're taking care of their own self. They're not supposed to take care of us. Okay, let's take a peek for Nidhi. And we have Archangel Michael showing up again. Remember, I said he's pictured several different ways in this deck. Let me pull out a little bit. So, what Archangel Michael is here to remind you of today, Nidhi, is that you need to be really clear on what you want. A lot of times, when you're trying to manifest a change in your life, perhaps in your relationship or career, you can just, your mind is running around like a hamster in a wheel, very unsure of exactly what you're wanting. So, what I would do, Nidhi, here with this is take out a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and write down on the left side, what are the things that have happened in your past relationships that are they're closed issues. You do not want to have that happen again. So on the left side of paper, you're going to write down the deal breakers, the things about your past, either in your job or in your relationships, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And then on the opposite side of the paper, write down the things that you truly, truly want right now. I think you'll be surprised that some of the things you used to feel were important to you are simply not important to you anymore, especially when you look at your list of deal breakers. Okay? So, also, another clear message that's coming through today for everyone: ask for help. The angels are right there waiting for you. Ask for help. Okay? And so, I do offer private readings. I have a shop on Etsy where you can go take a peek at what types of readings that I do, or you can just send me an email. And the email is tarnishedangeltarot@gmail.com. And I would be happy to write back to you and answer any questions that you have. Okay? And next we have Josanja from Louisiana. I hope I said your name right, Josanja. What a beautiful name that is. Let's draw a card for Johanna. And before I do, I want to mention that some of you on the call, you might find you might find that the message for someone else feels like it's for you. This used to really surprise me when I started watching readings, just like you're watching right now, to the collective, because I didn't understand how in the world the words I'm hearing that are just spoken to anyone could really touch my heart. But right now, what I'm realizing is that this is really proof of the law of attraction, right? Because birds of a feather flock together. And so there's no accident that you are going to receive a word from somebody else's reading, even if you're shy and don't ask for a reading. So let's see, where are we? Thank you, Purnima. I see your responses. Thank you, Nimesh, a new subscriber. Thank you so much. And now we have Josanja. Okay. One thing I want to mention too, I always have something I want to mention, is that oracle cards like these are for sale in almost any regular bookstore. You don't even have to go to a metaphysical or spiritual store anymore. You can find them anywhere. And 20 years ago, when I started doing readings, what happened is I just used the little book in the box. I didn't have the sense of telling my own stories for quite a while after I started getting oracle cards. So I recommend you get yourself a deck and you can draw cards for yourself just using the little book. Anyway, so Josanja, victory. All right. Well, this is exciting. We have Archangel Sandalphon. So this is a time when your spiritual self, Josandra, your spiritual self is very much aligned with the victory. Okay, you've been praying about something, you have been you've been surrendering and asking for help. So this card is showing for sure that your prayers are being answered. Some of the most frustrating things for us, I think, is when we don't see results. We even feel like, yes, they're coming, but we're still in the waiting room. So again, I'm going to suggest to you the same thing that I said earlier in the reading, in case you weren't here to hear that part. When you are in between where you ask the divine to help you and you're waiting for it to show up, the best thing you can do is declutter. I'm not even kidding. So pick a cupboard, a cabinet, pick something. If it's warm enough, pick an outdoor task like gardening, clearing the leaves or raking. Anything that you do to declutter your life helps. I don't understand why. I cannot explain this, but quite often you'll have a physical breakthrough, even a financial breakthrough after you declutter something. I don't know what it is. It's like when you take care of your own business, the angels take care of their side of the business. But know that you do have victory, that the angels are on your side. Keep asking for confirmation and signs and declutter. And I think you're going to find, you might even find something that's been missing. Okay, what do we have here? Go down so I can see. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have. We have next. We have Nitty, I think. Oopsie. Okay. Next, we have Purnima. Purnima, welcome. I would love to pull a card for you. Thank you so much for being here today. For those of you who this is your first time, welcome. Those of you who have come back, thank you for that. And every Saturday, I try to pick a theme that we all can relate to so that we can draw these cards. And so if you subscribe and hit the thumbs up, it just shows YouTube that this is worth watching and brings more people in. So thank you very much for being here. This is very lovely. And I'm having a little bit of technical issue, but I'm going to deal with it. Okay, so Purnima, I hope I'm saying your name right. Oh gosh, I just love this card, Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is also in our, okay, hang on for a second, please, you guys. You're all so patient with me, thank you. Okay. The healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael shows up in this deck a couple of times also because the idea of self-care. Okay, remember a minute ago I just had you guys give yourself a hug. This is really supportive of that. So Purnima, I know we pulled this card for you, but I think we all can jump on board with how is it we could take better care of ourselves right now? What is it we can do? A lot of people will sense that they wish that they, just having computer issues, you guys, send energy to my computer. But you think about, oh gosh, I should take a walk today, or oh gosh, I should fix a salad instead of eating that Cinnabon, that kind of thing. And so I think Archangel Raphael is here today to help us to take better care of ourselves, to allow that, follow your nudges, follow your hunches, take a walk, get more exercise, and once again, call on the angels for help. One of the things that really has helped me, because I have dogs and they love to walk, of course. And so sometimes I'll kind of kid myself and say, all right, I'm going to take those dogs for a 5-minute walk. Seriously, I'm just going to walk up and down the street. Well, the minute I get out there, I end up taking a 30-minute walk, right? So don't try to do too much at a time. Baby steps, Purnima. But thank you for bringing in Archangel Raphael to remind us to take good care of ourselves. Okay, cool. Now I just have to step into my admin role and fix my electronic issues, hopefully, so that I can see you guys. Thank you for being patient here. So while I'm transferring my electricity over here, um, when it comes to the archangels, sometimes that's an easier way for us to question or study or explore the divine, because archangels are true and part of so many different religious traditions across the world. And because of that, there's not much controversy about them. Some of my particular angel deck that I use, the Archangel deck that you're seeing right now. Oh, I fixed my electricity, yay. These aren't even made anymore. These are by a lady named Doreen Virtue, and she's not publishing cards anymore. And so these messages become even more precious to me because of that. So let's see who's next here. Nimish, my new subscriber. Welcome, Nimish. Let's just draw a card. And again, don't be surprised if the card feels resonant to you also, because many people come to the calls with similar issues. So I keep saying calls. That's because I've done more phone calls, phone conferences than YouTube videos. So I'm still kind of in that mode. But we have Archangel Raziel for you today, Nimish. And I hope I'm saying your name correctly. And what I'm seeing here for you is that you feel, see the hand on the heart? See how he's holding the hand to the heart? I feel like you are kind of surprised by some feelings that you have, some ideas, dreams. Well, that's because Spirit is trying to get your attention, okay? There really is a spiritual reality, and you know it, but you can't rely on what your parents taught you or what your teachers taught you. You have to find a way to connect for yourself. So when I see the size of these wings that are over, just huge wings that are protecting. So I'm feeling that what is best for you is to find friends, even if your friends are just even YouTube sources right now, that make you feel comfortable. When you are hearing information, spiritual information that makes you feel comfortable, just notice that, because Spirit is trying to reach out and connect with you and doesn't want you to be afraid. Earlier in this, I think it was one of the first cards I drew. It was the All Is Well card. And so when this is posted, there'll be a timestamp on there. And I think it might be a good idea, Nimish, for you to check that part out. Don't be afraid of what you're hearing on the inside. It will be so helpful for you in the long run. Okay, oops, I'm knocking things around here. There. All right, let's see here. Let me just peek and see. Oh, you're welcome, Fitness. I'm glad I could help. Nidhi, oh, thank you for signing up and being part of what we're doing here. Let's see, I type something in. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to draw a card for the collective right now. If you're new, you've just joined us, Please do add a comment and I'll draw you a card personally. But I want to draw again today, the theme of the day is about love and connection and using archangel energy to feel more connected here in our present time. Okay, so for the collective, we have beautiful Archangel Jeremiel. I think that's how you say his name. And this energy has already come forward in this reading before. And so you can see that Archangel Jeremiel is very interested in supporting us when we're having difficulties. Okay, so when I look at this card, this is so intriguing to me because look at the feather that's coming from this angel, this huge feather. And as you take that in, it doesn't make sense, right? Look at the angel's wing. I mean, how that we can see the angel flying in the distance there, and yet that feather is the size of the whole angel. This is, I think, the point that we can't overcome difficulties by ourselves. We absolutely need help. And sometimes you need human helpers. It's time to get out of this cycle. You can see this cycle of energy here that's all, it's not open. It's a closed cycle, a closed circle. And there's sometimes when your difficulties are so challenging, you cannot handle it by yourself. The angels want to help you. In the angel's view, your problem is tiny. So whoever's watching this and needs that inspiration and encouragement, the angels are here to help you stretch yourself and reach out of this trapped situation that you're in. Talk to the angels, ask them for help. They're there for you. Thank you, Archangel Jeremiel. Okay, let's go forward. And what card do we have now? Archangel Raguel. So you're definitely getting signs, okay? If you're watching this reading right now and you look at that shine of energy from the chest of this angel, there are waves and waves of emotional energy coming to you from the divine. You may have been getting goosebumps. You may hear a ringing in your ears. You may get shivers, sometimes even yawns. All of those are signs that you're being guided. I did not know until I was 50 years old. I did not know that goosebumps came for other reasons than it's cold outside. I thought goosebumps only happened when I was freezing. Well, what happened was emotionally, I had so many tight beliefs and ideas about protecting myself. My body was tight. And so once I started, I used tapping, I use cards, I've done yoga, I've done a lot of different things to soften myself and be more receptive. Now when I get goosebumps, it always means to me, stop and pay attention. Goosebumps are one of my signs, but I didn't even feel them because my body was clenched and tight with fear and doubt. But now, if I get goosebumps, sometimes I'll say to my client or the person I'm reading, are you getting goosebumps too? And they say yes. And I say, the goosebumps are a sign that something's happening that you want to pay attention to. That's all. They're not good or bad. They're just a sign. Okay, so your body has reactions that you're not aware of that will teach you how to hear from the angels. Isn't that cool? So if you can relate to that, but you just don't know quite what to do next, shoot me an email. Okay, I'd be happy to answer your questions. It's tarnishedangeltarot@gmail.com. If you're visiting for the first time and you haven't chosen to subscribe yet, why not? There's lots of fun in the cards, and I would absolutely love to have you as part of my family. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this. And even if you're watching this later by recording, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this reading. I will be putting timestamps in for y'all to so that you could find your archangel. So now I want to draw a card. Let me just pick here in my own mind. If you'd like a card, please add it in the comments. I'd be happy to add you one or draw you one. But right now I'm wanting to draw a card for moms. So any moms that are listening, this is a special card for you. Because you are a busy person taking care of your family, taking care of the rest of your life, your career, whatever's going on. And I believe the archangels have a message for you, Mom. Okay. And cut it out. Look at that. What are the odds, huh? I love the cards. Okay, so for moms today, Archangel Metatron. I recently read somewhere that Metatron sits at the right next to God in some religious traditions. So for Metatron to show up today for you moms out there, thank God for Archangel Metatron. If you want, you can Google Archangel Metatron and get more insight on him. But the kids today, the kids that are under 10 years old, they are a different breed. They are more technologically trained and aware than we were, or than our than anybody, any generation, right? They're so young and they're so exposed to technology. And there's a lot of people that are upset about that, and I understand. But the point is that we are, there's Murphy, we're raising kids that need to cope with technology. And so, moms, this is a strong message to rely on angelic help. When my children were small, I prayed a lot. In fact, I prayed more when I became a parent than the years before when I was raised Catholic and then was a born again Christian for about 20 years or so, and then evolved into a more of a universal spiritual belief. I see the religious traditions have so much in common, and I right now believe there's a universal source of energy. It flows through the inside of me. It is my way of knowing what's best for me. There's like an inner yes that I can feel and an inner no that I can feel. And that's what I go for. All right. So I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. And I feel like, excuse me, sipping my coffee here. But even if you find yourself a religious person, you will find that your holy books and songs and thoughts want you to be centered on finding your inner truth. And so do your kids. So, moms, big hug to you. It's not easy. Use the angelic energy that's available to you to help you raise your kids in the way that you feel best about. You cannot do what other people want you to do. You have to do with what's right for you with your kids. Okay, do I have anybody else that would like a card? Just throw a comment in there and I'd be happy to draw one for you. Okay, so this card, just in fairness, this one's going to be for dads. Okay, so if you're a dad and you have the weight of the responsibility of being the dad of the family as well as the provider or co-provider with your partner. You may not even be with your partner. This may be a divorced dad, but the reality is that the kids still have a mom, right? So there's issues that continue. So this card is for dads to feel more connected and more loved. This is such a tender card. Once again, Archangel Michael has shown up 3 times during this reading. I will be putting timestamps in here for people who want to go back and review. But Dad, you are safe. There's a lot of pressure on dads to be the best dad you can be. My dad was a little bit lacking. I had some difficulties and didn't have a close relationship with him. But I have had so many wonderful men across time who have stood up and been a positive role model for me. Right now, there's 2 younger men that I'm working with professionally, And they are treating me with more respect than I've ever been treated with before. And it's kind of raising the bar. So, Dad, the angels want you to know that you are safe in spite of all the pressures, in spite of your constant second guessing. All right. So I would definitely, hang on a second. What I'm feeling like to keep you safe as you want to feel is that you need to add more physical exercise to your life. And this would go for moms also, and actually for all of us. But in this current um, world, there's a lot of sitting around. There's a lot of watching sports on TV instead of doing sports. So any kind of exercise will help you detox from the neurochemicals that are making you feel sluggish and depressed. There's a reason that you feel low energy. It's because there's like low energy neurotransmitters that can flood your being. It's a very real thing that when you're outside in fresh air, jogging, walking, or running, you're going to clear your emotions because exercise flushes your body of just toxins. This is like not rocket science. This is stuff we should know. But you are going to feel safest as the leader of your family when you're physically spent. Okay, so anybody that's hearing this message, what I love to say is when you're stressed, do planks. Planks are super easy to do. You can drop and do them anywhere. When you are physically involved, when your body is working, you are worried less. When you're sitting still, you worry more. Okay, so dads, get out, hit the gym. Moms, you too. And me, absolutely. It's easy for me to skip a day from walking the dogs because it's raining or there's some excuse. But I can put on a dance video, which there's a million on YouTube, and I can be active indoors. So no excuses. Let's get more exercise and we'll feel better. Okay, let's see here. Who shall I draw for next? Now I would like to draw for nurses. Nurses, I love you so much. One time I had to be in the hospital, and the nurses were like lifesavers for me, for sure. The doctors tended to be a little colder, a little more distant. I understand that, but it was the nurses that made me feel so loved. So I would like to do a card for nurses. What do the archangels have for you? Oh man, this gives me goosebumps. Nurses, this is Archangel Azrael, and you of all professions, you guys just care for us. I remember when I was in the hospital, they didn't use my name. The nurses would all say sweetie or honey. And it felt good when they said that. And then I realized too that part of the reason that it was so comforting was because it had a lot of maternal energy on it. So I just want you to realize that your gift of comfort to your patients is so appreciated, that the angels are grateful for your courage and for your grace under fire, and that watch for comfort. There's people, your comfort may come from strangers. You may be in line at the grocery store or at the post office, and somebody turns around and sees your scrubs and they say, you know what, thank you so much for the work that you do. I wish that the families and friends of nurses understood how hard it is for them and they offered more comfort, but a lot of times they don't. So watch to receive comfort from surprising places. And in the times when you're feeling really lonely or troubled, ask the angels for help, for comfort. And nurses, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the important work that you do. Okay? So if you've just joined us, welcome. I'm drawing Archangel cards, and I would love to draw one for you. All you have to do is leave a comment and make a request for a card, and I will draw one. And I'm just going to, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I am just using, I'm just calling out Categories of people that I want to do readings for, people that I think are important. And Pretty is here. Good evening. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Let's draw you a card. The theme of tonight's messages for you, Pretty, are how to feel connected or more loved. And so I'm going to, when I post this, I'm going to put timestamps in so that you'll be able to see each of the archangels that's visited into this hour reading that we have today. But, oh, and Sandra, you're still, God love you, Sandra, staying with me. It's been an interesting morning, hasn't it, with the connection of these archangels? I mean, especially when people that you can relate when you're not a nurse or you're not a dad, it's that we have these common experiences with our hearts, feeling loved and knowing how to be connected. So the theme of today's readings are we're putting an intention that we can feel more connected and loved, and allowing the archangels to feed us, feed our spirit. Okay, so Pretty, let's draw you a card. If you've just joined us and you'd like to have a card drawn, just add a comment. I'm happy to do it. For those of you who are not subscribers yet, thank you for subscribing. It means the world to me. You're like my family out there. So anyway, let's take a look, Preeti, and see what we have this week. And we have gentleness. This is Archangel Sandalphon, and I would say that immediately what I thought is, are you too hard on yourself, girl? Are your expectations so high that you constantly feel disappointed in yourself? When I see this instrument, it's what I think of is like, what if somebody handed you an instrument, you had no idea how to play it, right? Let's say they hand you a flute or they hand you a tuba and you're holding the instrument and you have no idea how to play it, and if you try you just feel silly, right? There's times when you're so new at something, there's a natural awkwardness. You cannot deny a natural awkwardness when you're learning something. It's so important not to be hard on yourself, to be gentle with yourself, okay? And so Archangel Sandalphon is here for you and for all of us who are hard on ourselves. It's a reminder that when we are critical, so you can hear that voice inside saying, you shouldn't do that. Why did you do that? How could you make a mistake like that? There's a part of us that is nagging or picking on us from the inside, the inner critic. And that's common, right? So Archangel Sandalphon is saying, ask us for help. As I said earlier in another one of the cards, the angels are so polite. They stand around our lives, and all we have to do is say, help. I need help. Please help me be gentle with myself. Okay, so that's the lesson this week for you, Pretty, my darling. Take care of your inner, how can I say, your view of yourself. All right, and a good affirmation that I like to use, even though I don't know how, I'm so much gentler with myself right now. Even though I don't know how, I feel confident right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm so much more patient with myself right now. These are the kinds of things I say to myself to encourage myself to stretch and grow. Okay? So you are so welcome. And I love seeing your lovely energy on my calls. Okay, anybody else want a card here? I've got a few more minutes. I'll be here just for 10 more minutes. But let's see, what else could we cover? Um, Okay, how about travelers? Anybody that's traveling this week, that's or in the upcoming future. So, what would the archangels have to tell our traveler? We have Archangel Shamuel today, and this one, I love this. Peace of mind is a gift. Peace of mind is something that the angels are always wanting us to take advantage of. Okay? They want us to understand how loved we are. And now, if you're traveling, if you're like me, there are so many things that need to be finished before you can travel, before you can leave home,